Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Fabrizio Romano here, as always, to keep you posted on the transfer market. Many things to say, guys, many things to clarify after a busy afternoon on the market. New stories, new names, and so let's jump into it. Guys, we are here ready with many updates, with many stories, and obviously the main story of the day remains many questions on Bradley Barcola's story from L'Equipe from today. So guys, let's go with order. For Liverpool, let's be clear, is not Isak and Baleba. So even if Darwin Núñez goes to Al Hilal and he's going, even if they sold Luis Diaz, it's not both of them. Even if Federico Chiesa leaves or whatever, it's not both of them. Liverpool priority, as of tonight, remains Alexander Isak. So, if they get Alexander Isak, they want to sign Alexander Isak. If they can get him, because it depends on Newcastle, as I always told you. So, if Newcastle, in the next days, weeks, open doors to the Alexander Isak deal, because they find a replacement, because they decide to let him go, because the player wants to go to Liverpool, Liverpool will go for Alexander Isak. So, the Isak deal is absolutely still alive. In case the Isak deal can't happen because Newcastle decide to close their doors and not proceed with this one, Bradley Barcola is the dream option in terms of wingers. Because for Liverpool, the striker is Isak. If they can't get Isak, there is the possibility to go for a winger in that case. And Bradley Barcola is seen as a dream target internally at Liverpool. As of today, Liverpool have not made contact with the agents. Liverpool have not contacted Paris Saint-Germain. Liverpool are not negotiating for Barcola. Liverpool have not made a bid for Barcola. So Isak, let's be clear, remains way more advanced and remains the priority target. If Newcastle don't open the doors, Barcola attempt by Liverpool could be made before the end of the window. That's the point on Bradley Barcola. Then there is the Paris Saint-Germain side. Don't forget Paris Saint-Germain. PSG don't want to sell Barcola. So the only way on Barcola's side would be for PSG, for the player to say, okay, I want to go in public. So PSG want the player to say, I wanted to leave in public. If, it's a very far scenario at the moment, but eventually has to be the player to expose himself because PSG don't want to sell the player. Nasser Al-Khelaifi doesn't want to sell the player. Luis Enrique, the manager, absolutely doesn't want to sell the player. And PSG, that's another point, have prepared an important, huge new contract proposal for Bradley Barcola. When Bayern approached the player in June, PSG said, forget about that, and prepared a very big new contract proposal for Barcola for the end of the window. So, from September or end of August or whatever. So PSG are prepared to extend his contract and give him a very important contract extension. Now, obviously, let's see what's going to happen with Liverpool. Again, as of today, the priority remains Isak. Obviously, if Liverpool can't do Isak, Barcola, and so to go for a winger can be a possibility. But in that case, has to be the player to expose himself, and then the negotiation would be needed with PSG, because PSG consider Barcola as one of the best players in the world. It's not going to be easy at all. They don't want to sell him. And so you can imagine how complicated it could be. Just eventually, to give you one more context, if, because again, at the moment, to be clear, Isak remains the priority target for Liverpool. Liverpool want to go for Isak. If they can't get Isak, and if they decide to go for Barcola, very far scenario, but in that case, a name to watch for Paris Saint-Germain could be Rodrigo from Real Madrid. But again, it's a very far scenario at the moment, because Rodrigo is very happy to stay at Real Madrid, wants to compete for his place at Real Madrid, so Rodrigo's focus is totally on Real Madrid. But internally, at PSG, if Barcola decides to go, if Liverpool decide to come to the table at some point, Rodrigo could be an option. But again, at the moment, is not something concrete. There is no negotiation Rodrigo PSG, no negotiation PSG Real Madrid, no negotiation Liverpool Barcola, no negotiation Liverpool PSG. So at the moment, focus on Isak. But let's say that if the Isak deal doesn't happen, this story could be one to watch. And so guys,
Liverpool are being linked with a sensational move for Alexander Isak, the Newcastle United striker who has quickly become one of the most exciting forwards in the Premier League. With Onslaught preparing for his first full season at Anfield, this rumour is turning heads across Europe. Could Isak be the marquee signing to launch the Slot era at Liverpool? One of the biggest talking points about Isak is how complete his game has become. He isn't just a goalscorer, he's a modern striker who brings so much more to a team. He's tall, strong, and clinical, but he's also silky on the ball, intelligent with his movement, unable to drop deep to connect play. Slot's system at Feyenoord thrived with attackers who were versatile, mobile, and unselfish. Isak fits that profile almost perfectly. What really makes him stand out is his composure. In front of goal, he never looks rushed. Last season, he scored 21 Premier League goals, often with calm finishes in high-pressure moments. That quality is something Liverpool have sometimes lacked since the days of peak Roberto Firmino. While Nunez brings chaos and Jota brings poacher instincts, Isak could bring balance, a reliable finisher who also lifts the play of those around him. Imagine Liverpool's attack with Isak leading the line. Mohamed Salah drifting inside from the right, Luis Diaz cutting in from the left, and Isak pulling defenders out of position before finishing chances himself. Even more, he could form a fluid partnership with Nunez or Gakpo when Slot opts for tactical flexibility. He wouldn't just be another option, he'd be the reference point that Liverpool have been searching for since Sadio Mane left. Another factor worth considering is Liverpool's struggle in matches against compact defences. Too often last season, the team created waves of chances but couldn't find the breakthrough. Isak is exactly the type of striker who thrives in those situations, dribbling in tight spaces, shifting the ball quickly, and finishing with precision. His ability to create goals out of very little could turn frustrating draws into vital wins. Of course, the financial side of this potential transfer can't be ignored. Newcastle are under pressure from financial fair play, but they won't let their star striker leave for cheap. Reports suggest Liverpool would need to pay close to £100 million to even tempt them. That would make Isak one of the most expensive signings in the club's history. But if Liverpool want to compete with Manchester City and Arsenal at the very top, these are the kinds of investments that may be necessary. There's also the long-term view. Salah's future continues to be uncertain, and while he remains world-class, Liverpool need to prepare for the next phase of their attack. At just 24 years old, Isak could be the centerpiece of Liverpool's forward line for the next decade. Pairing him with the likes of Nunez, Diaz, and potentially new young signings would ensure that the club's attack stays among the best in Europe. And then there's the intangible factor, personality. Isak is known for being calm, humble, and focused. He doesn't seek the spotlight, but he lets his football do the talking. For a Liverpool squad that thrives on collective spirit, that attitude would be invaluable. He has the temperament to handle the pressure of Anfield and the demands of being a Liverpool striker. Signing Isak would be a huge statement. It would say to the footballing world that Liverpool are not entering a rebuild quietly, they are going all in to compete immediately under onslaught. It would set up fascinating rivalries too, especially with Erling Haaland at Manchester City. Two tall, powerful, Scandinavian strikers leading title-challenging sides, that narrative writes itself. But now, the question is for you, Liverpool fans. Do you think Alexander Isak is worth the £100 million investment? Is he the clinical forward that can turn Liverpool from challengers into champions? Or should the club focus its resources elsewhere, like midfield depth or defensive reinforcements? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe for more Liverpool transfer updates, and hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Thanks for watching, and as always, you'll never walk alone.